Hi everyone, so in this video I'm going to show you how to crochet this really pretty women's hat. So for size small to medium, simply follow the tutorial using a 4mm crochet hook, and for size medium to large, follow the tutorial using a 4.5mm crochet hook. So thank you very much for watching, and please make sure to subscribe to my channel for more crochet videos. To begin your hat, you want to start off by making a magic circle. So to do a magic circle, you want to take your yarn and you want to take your finger and you want to wrap the yarn around your finger once, and then you want to wrap the yarn back over your finger to create a cross, like that. You then want to take your crochet hook and go underneath the first loop of the cross, and then using your crochet hook, pick up the second loop of the cross and pull it through. And you can then take your finger out, and there you have a magic circle, and we are ready to begin round one. To begin round one, you want to chain one, and this chain one does not count as a stitch. So now for round one, we're going to do 16 double crochets into our magic circle. So 16 double crochets. So to do a double crochet, you want to yarn over and go into the magic circle, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through the final 2 loops on your hook. So there we have one double crochet, and we need to do that 15 more times so that we have 16. So yarn over and go back into the magic circle and work a second one, and then a third one, and continue to do this until you have the right number. So I have just finished working my 16 double crochets for round one, and now to finish off this round, we're going to close up our magic circle and join. So to close your magic circle, you want to take your end or your tail here and simply pull this nice and tight. So pull this as tight as you can, and you can see this will close up the magic circle for the top of our hat. And now we're going to join by doing a slip stitch into the very first double crochet that we worked at the beginning of the round. So here is our first double crochet, and you need to make sure that you're not going into the chain one, as the chain one did not count as a stitch. So if you like, you can count back 16 stitches, and that will take you to the first double crochet. And then you want to insert your hook into this stitch, then yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook for a slip stitch. And there we have completed round one, and we're ready to move on to round two. So we are now on to round two of our hat, and to begin this round you want to chain one, and this chain one does not count as a stitch. So now for round two, what we are going to do is in every other stitch we are going to work a certain set of stitches. So in every other stitch around, we are going to work a certain set of stitches. So we're going to do the same thing in every other stitch. And in each of those stitches, we are going to work 3 double crochets together, chain 3, and then 3 more double crochets together. So we're going to do that into every other stitch around. So we're going to do our very first set into this first stitch here. So we're going to start off by doing 3 double crochets together. So when we do this stitch, we are doing 3 double crochets, but we're not completing any of them, and then we're going to complete all 3 of them together at the same time. So we're effectively turning 3 stitches into one. So you want to yarn over and go down into the first stitch, pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops, just as you would for a normal double crochet. But you do not want to complete this double crochet, you want to move on to the next one. So yarn over and go back into the same stitch again, pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So there we have 2 incomplete double crochets, and you want to yarn over and go into the same stitch for a 3rd time, pull up a loop and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And there we have 3 incomplete double crochets, and you should have 4 loops on your hook, and you want to yarn over and pull through all 4 to complete the stitch. So there we have worked 3 double crochets together into this stitch. So now we're going to chain 3, so chain 1, 2 and 3, and then we're going to go back down into the exact same stitch again and work a second set of 3 double crochets together, just like we just did. So yarn over and go down into the same stitch, pull up a loop and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So there we have 1 incomplete double crochet, and you need to do this 2 more times. Yarn over and go back down into the same stitch, pull up a loop and pull through 2 loops, then yarn over and go down into the same stitch again, pull up a loop and pull through 2 loops. You should have 4 loops on your hook and yarn over and pull through all 4. So there we have done 3 double crochets together, chain 3, 3 double crochets together, all into this first stitch, and we're going to do that into every other stitch around. So you want to skip the next stitch, so skip the next one here, and into the next stitch we're going to do the exact same thing. 3 double crochets together, chain 3, 3 double crochets together. Then we're going to skip the next stitch and do it again into the next one. 3 double crochets together, chain 3, 3 double crochets together, and just do that all the way around. So you want to skip this next stitch here, and into the next one we're going to start off by doing 3 double crochets together, just as we have done before. So using the exact same method, you should have 4 loops on your hook and pull through all 4. You then want to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, yarn over and go back down into the same stitch again and work 3 more double crochets together. So, like that. So there we have our next set of 3 double crochets together, chain 3, 3 double crochets together. So you want to skip the next stitch here and do it again into the next one, and continue this for round 2. So I have just finished working that all the way around for round 2, and you should find that you have 8 sets, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, and you want to skip this last stitch here, and then we're going to finish off the round with a slip stitch into the first set of 3 double crochets together that we worked. So here is that set, and you will probably find that the stitch is slightly longer, so it's quite easy to see. So go into that stitch and work a slip stitch. And there we have finished round 2, and you may need to keep pulling your circle together as we go. If you haven't weaved your end in, it may come loose, so you may need to pull it tight as you go. And we're ready to move on to round 3. So we're now on to round 3 of our hat, and round 3 is pretty similar to round 2. What we're going to do is in between the set of 3 double crochets together from last round, so here and here and here, we're going to work the exact same sets of stitches that we did last round. So in between each of those sets in the chain spaces, we are going to do 3 double crochets together, chain 3, 3 double crochets together. So it's just like last round, the exact same sets of stitches, but this time round we're going to work them into the chain spaces between the sets from last round. So like here, in between the sets of 3 double crochets together, and here in between the sets of 3 double crochets together. And then what we're going to do this round is we are also going to work double crochets in between the sets from last round. So here you can see is one set and you kind of have a V, and we're going to work our sets of stitches. So the 3 double crochets together, chain 3, 3 double crochets together into the chain spaces. But then actually in between the sets, so in this space here, we are going to work a double crochet. So we're going to do a set, then 1 double crochet, then another set in this chain space, then another double crochet in between the actual sets, then another set in the middle of this set from last round, then a double crochet in between the sets, and just do that all the way around. So we're going to start off this round with a chain 3, so chain 1, 2 and 3, and this chain 3 counts as our first double crochet. So this counts as the double crochet between these sets here. So in between this one here on the left and this one on the right, this chain 3 counts as the double crochet for in between these sets. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work our first set of 3 double crochets together, chain 3, 3 double crochets together into this chain space. So in between the kind of V from last round. So yarn over and go into the space, into the chain space, and work 3 double crochets together. So 3 double crochets together like that. And then you want to chain 3, this is the exact same thing as last round, go back into the same space again and work another set of 3 double crochets together. So like that. So there we go, we have done 3 double crochets together, chain 3, 3 double crochets together. And before we move on and do that into the chain space of the next set, we're going to work 1 double crochet in between the sets. So you see in this space here, go into this space in between the sets and work 1 double crochet. Now we can move on to the chain space of the next set and work our next set of 3 double crochets together, chain 3, 3 double crochets together. So work your next set. Like that, there is our next set. And before we move on and do the next one into the next chain space, we're going to go in between the sets so you can see in this space here and work 1 double crochet into this space. And continue this all the way around for round 3. So I have finished working that around for round 3, and you want to finish off by doing your last set here, and then the chain 3 that we did at the beginning of the round counts as our double crochet to go in between these sets. So you do not need to work a last double crochet in between these sets, as the chain 3 counts as that double crochet. Now we're going to finish off the round by doing a slip stitch into the top of our chain 3. So here is the chain 1, 2 and 3. So you want to go into the third chain, so the top of the chain 3, and work a slip stitch. And now we're ready to move on to the next round. So we are now on to round 4 of our hat, and this round is pretty similar to last round, but there are just a few small changes. So first of all, we're going to continue working our sets into the chain spaces of the sets of last round. So here, 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 here. But instead of doing 3 double crochets together, chain 3, 3 double crochets together, in this round we're going to do 3 double crochets together, chain 4 3 double crochets together. And then what we're also going to do is every time we worked 1 double crochet last round, so here, here and here, we're going to go into that stitch and work 2 double crochets both into that stitch. So for round 4 we're going to do 2 double crochets, then 3 double crochets together, chain 4 3 double crochets together, 2 double crochets, 3 double crochets together, chain 4 3 double crochets together, all the way around. So we're adding an extra chain to our set and then an extra double crochet to our double crochets to increase, to make our hat bigger as we go on. So you want to start off with a chain 1, and this chain 1 does not count as a stitch. And then, like I said, in every double crochet we're going to do 2 double crochets. So you want to go down into this first stitch here, which is a double crochet, and work 2 double crochets both into this stitch. So there's 1 and then there's 2. So start off by doing 2 double crochets both into the first stitch, and then we're going to skip on to our next set, and we're going to go to the chain space of the next set, and we're going to start off by doing 3 double crochets together. So here we have 3 double crochets together like that. And now we're going to chain 4. So chain 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then go back into the same space again and do 3 double crochets together. So 1, 2 and 3 like that. So we have 2 double crochets, then 3 double crochets together, chain 4 3 double crochets together, and repeat this all the way around. So we're going to go to our next double crochet here, which is in between the 2 sets, and into this double crochet you need to work 2 double crochets both into this stitch. So there I have 1, and go back down into the same stitch again and work a second one. And now we're coming over to our next set, which is here, and you need to go to the chain space of that set and work 3 double crochets together, then chain 4 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then go back into the space again and work another set of 3 double crochets together, and continue this all the way around for round 4. So I have just finished working that all the way around for round 4, and you need to finish off this round by doing a slip stitch into the very first double crochet that you worked. So work a slip stitch. And now we're ready to move on to the next round, and you can see our hat is really pretty and detailed. It may feel a little bit complicated, but once you have done a few of these, they're really quick and easy to do, and they look really nice. So we are now on to round 5 of our hat, and to begin this round you want to chain 1, and a chain 1 does not count as a stitch. So now for round 5, we're going to do something very similar to round 4. We're going to do double crochets into the double crochets from last round, and then we're going to work our sets into the sets from last round, so into the chain spaces of the set. But just like last round where we increased, so we added an extra chain and an extra double crochet, we're going to do that again, and this is going to allow our hat to get bigger and wider as we go along. So last round we did 2 double crochets into every double crochet, but this round we're going to do 3 double crochets. So into our set of 2 double crochets from last round, so here and here, into the sets of 2 we're going to do 3 double crochets, so we're increasing by 1. And then when we come to our sets, instead of doing 3 double crochets together, chain 4 3 double crochets together, we're going to do 3 double crochets together, chain 5 3 double crochets together. So we're increasing by 1 on both the chains of the sets and also the double crochets. So all the way around we're going to do 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets together, chain 5, 3 double crochets together, 3 double crochets, and then another set with a 5 chain, and just repeat that all the way around. So you want to yarn over and go down into your first double crochet here and work 1 double crochet, and then to get our 3 we're going to do 2 double crochets into the next one. So into the second of the 2, do 2 double crochets both into this stitch, and there you will find that we have 3 double crochets, 1, 2 and 3. So now moving on to the next set, go to the chain space and work 3 double crochets together just as we have done before, like that, and now chain 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then go back into the same space again and do 3 double crochets together, like that, and just repeat this all the way along. We're going to go to our next set of 2 double crochets here, and into the first one of the 2 do 1 double crochet, but then into the second one of the 2, so here, do 2 double crochets both into this stitch, and that will bring it up to 3. 1, 2, 3. Then move on to the next chain of the next set and do your set but with a chain 5. So like that, so there we have our next set, and just repeat this all the way around. So we're going to our next set of 2 double crochets, we're going to do 1 double crochet into the first one, and then 2 double crochets both into the next, so that we have 3 double crochets all together. Then in our next set, do 3 double crochets together, chain 5, 3 double crochets together, and continue this for round 5. So I have just finished working that all the way around for round 5, and I have done my last set, and we're going to finish off by working a slip stitch into the first double crochet that we worked here. Make sure that you're not going into the chain 1, that you're going into the first double crochet. And now we're ready to move on to round 6. So we are now on to round 6 of our hat, and to begin this round, chain 1, which does not count as a stitch. So round 6 is very similar to round 5. What we're going to do is we're going to work our sets in the exact same way. So for each set you want to do 3 double crochets together, chain 5, 3 double crochets together, and you want to do that into every single chain space of each set from last round. So like here, here, here and here. So the exact same thing, we're sticking with a chain 5, we're not increasing. But then when we come to our double crochets, last round we did 3 double crochets, but this round we want to do 4. So we are going to be increasing by 1 on our double crochets. So we have chained 1, and this does not count as a stitch. So yarn over and go down into the first stitch and work 1 double crochet. Then work 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and then we have 1 last double crochet to work into, and as we want to make this 4, we're going to go into this stitch and do 2 double crochets both into this stitch. So on our sets of 3 double crochets from last round, we're going to do 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets to make it up to 4. Now we're going to move on to our first set, so go into the chain space of last round and do the exact same thing, 3 double crochets together, so just as we have done time and time again, 3 double crochets together, chain 5 still, we're not increasing with our sets, and go back in and work 3 more double crochets together, so just as we have done before, as we did last round. Like that, And now we're going to move on to our next set of 3. So skip on to your next set of 3 double crochets here, and into this set of 3 we're going to do 4 double crochets. So go into the first one and do 1 double crochet, go into the next one and do 1 double crochet, but then into the last double crochet work 2 double crochets both into this stitch to bring it up to 4. And just repeat this all the way along. 4 double crochets, then you're set with a chain 5, 4 double crochets, and you're set with a chain 5. And continue this for the round 6. So I have finished working that all the way around for that round. And then we're going to finish off this round by doing a slip stitch into the first double crochet that we worked at the beginning of the round. And now we're ready to move on to the next round of our hat. So we are now on to round 7 of our hat, and this round is pretty simple because we are not going to increase anymore. So we have finished increasing. So for round 7 you simply want to do 4 double crochets, then your sets of 3 double crochets together, chain 5, 3 double crochets together all the way around. So keep repeating that all the way around. So chain 1, and go down into the first stitch and work 1 double crochet, then work 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and the next one, and the 4th one along. So as we are sticking with 4 double crochets across, you just need to work 1 into each stitch. Then moving on to your first set, into the chain space of this set, work 3 double crochets together, chain 5, 3 double crochets together. So just as we have done for the last few rounds, we are sticking with a chain 5. So we're doing the same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're not increasing anymore. So like that, so there I have my set, and just repeat this all the way around. 1 double crochet into each of these 4. Into the next chain space, do your 3 double crochets together, chain 5, 3 double crochets together, then 4 double crochets, 1 into each stitch, then your next set, and so on. And do that all the way around for round 7. So I have just finished working that all the way around for round 7, and I have finished off by doing a slip stitch into the first double crochet that I worked. And now we're ready to move on to the next round. So we are now on to round 8 of our hat, and the rest of our hat is very simple, as we are just going to repeat round 7, so the round that we just did, again and again and again. So you can repeat this round as many or as little times as you like, depending on how long you want your hat to be, but I think I will probably end up repeating it about 4, 5 or 6 times, depending on what length I want it. So just keep repeating round 7 again and again and again. So for round 7, you chain 1, and the chain 1 does not count as a stitch. Then you need to do 4 double crochets, 1 into each stitch. So 1 into each of these 4 stitches. Then do 3 double crochets together, chain 5, 3 double crochets together. 4 more double crochets, 1 into each stitch. Another set with the chain 5, and just repeat that all the way around, and then finish off by doing a slip stitch into the first double crochet that you worked. So there you will have your first repeat of round 7, and just do that again and again and again. So I'm going to begin my first repeat, so I'm going to chain 1, then go down into the first stitch and do my first of my 4 double crochets, and continue this all the way around. Okay, so I have finished repeating those rounds again and again and again, and when I got to the length that I wanted, I fastened off, so pulled my yarn out and my hook and cut my yarn. I then weaved all of my tails into the inside of my hat, so weave all of the ends into the inside of your hat, and then I went ahead and attached a button on the bottom right corner, and then I made a beige one as well, and I have finished. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it easy to follow. Thank you very much for watching, and please make sure to subscribe to my channel for more crochet videos. Bye!